Okay. All right. So good evening, everyone. My name is Donna. I am the labor relations consultant. So my job is to help both parties negotiate a fair contract. The issue that's been brought forward by the Municipal Waste Management Union is a request for a raise in salary. So I'd like to start with hearing from the union representative first. If you could introduce yourself and present the union's proposal to the city.
Hi, my name is Shelley, and I'm going to represent the union side. The union is requesting that the garbage employees get an increase in the rate by 17% over the next 2 years.
Okay. So if the city representatives could introduce themselves, please, and present the city's proposal to the union.
Sure, it's Aftab. I am representing the town as the town clerk. I'll let the mayor introduce himself as well.
Hello everyone, I'm Munir Joshi. I'm the mayor of the town. It's great to meet everybody, and we can talk about and negotiate our wage increase and the contractual period time.
Okay, so I'll open up with the city's position. So the city cannot meet the demands of the union for a 17% increase over the next 2 years. The taxpayers definitely will not accept that and will view those demands unfavorably. However, we are prepared to negotiate a more reasonable increase for our garbage collectors. Currently, we're going to propose a 6% increase over the next 18 months as a starting point for our negotiations. We feel this offer is fair and reasonable, and we also believe the people of the city will support this increase as well.
Okay. So Shelley, the city obviously feels they're not able to meet the request of 17% over 2 years. We're hoping to find a compromise. So is the union willing to consider the raise of 6% over 18 months?
No, the union will not accept that. That rate is too little. We need to come to a compromise.
Okay.
And we need to negotiate and get a better rate for the employees.
Okay. Do you have a alternate proposal then?
Well, if we were starting at 17 and the town and the mayor, they're saying they cannot do 17%, then we let's look at 12% over the next 2 years then.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Well, even 12% is way too high. If we look at the consumer price index rising, it is about 2% annually, and on top of that, so our offer is for say 6%, or however we are open to go up to about 8% for 2 years, and that means say 4% one first year and cumulatively another 4% next year, which is still more than double the CPI raise throughout the country, and that is still very fair, even though it is going to increase tax burden on our taxpayers, but we feel that that is fairly reasonable raise.
And to add to the mayor's comments, if we look at previous deals in other cities, so for example, Windsor agreed to a 6% increase over 4 years, and Toronto recently agreed to a 7% increase over 4 years. So we believe that our proposal of 8% over 2 years is definitely appropriate and in line with what the industry is doing currently.
Okay, so just a reminder, everyone, our goal here is to avoid a strike, which is going to negatively affect both the waste collection employees and the city. So if we can reach a fair deal, you're also going to avoid the cost of arbitration, which is the likely next step if we can't resolve the salary increase proposal. So right now, what I'm hearing is that the city is willing and able to afford an 8% increase over 2 years. The union is willing to do 12% over the 2 years. Shelley, are you able to consider going less than 12% and meeting the 8% offer from the city?
No, I don't think the union is in a position to accept the 8%. Well, first of all, the rate of inflation has been 2%, but you need to factor in that the employees have not had a wage rate for the past 5 years. It's been capped because of the economic financial pressure on the city. So inflation at 2% is present, but if you compare it to the last 5 years, 2% is barely cutting it. So an 8% is not going to sit favorable with the employees or the union. So I think we should still negotiate at that rate.
Here, I would like to just remind that for last 5 years, there was the other agreement which was agreed by both management and union, and that's how those last 5 years agreement was respected by everybody. And that's why now, because it has ended its term, that's why we are now discussing for going forward how we are going to do, right? So yes, there are economical conditions changing and there are even more uncertainties going forward. So we need to consider both aspects. And this is, at the end of the day, this is taxpayers' money. It's we have to use it wisely, because that money, you people, union people's money as well, because they are also paying tax. So it is everybody's money. We have to use it wisely for city's progress.
Okay, I agree that you got to use it wisely, but if a strike has to happen, you're going to have to pay wages, still their salary, and in addition, if you are proposing to bring in private contractors, you're still going to have to pay private contractors until the strike is over. So it is still going to be a waste of taxpayers' money when you can settle it by going above the 8%.
Well, we are definitely not in favor of strike whatsoever. We would prefer to work with all together, so that everybody is happy. So no, don't get us wrong. We are not in favor of strike, but at the same time, we have to consider like time. So yes, you are proposing 12% over 2 years instead of 12% over 2 years. How about 12% over 3-year period? How does that look to you guys?
Any thoughts on that, Shelley?
It's a good counter offer. So if we do the 12% over 2 years, is it going to be, what would be the proportion of it? How much in the first year? How much are you proposing in the first year, the second year, and the third year?
So it will be 12% over 3 years. So it will be actually cumulative. So every year, so from now, it will be 3 years for first year, 3% for first year, and then on top of that, another 3% for the second year, and the third year will be the remaining 3%. 4% every year. 4% every year. Year over year, 4%.
So it's going to be 4% for each year, for 3 years.
That's true. Year over year, 4%. That's true.
Can can we not negotiate to have it for 2 years instead?
No, that's way too much.
Yeah, the taxpayers are definitely not going to go for that. And it's going to be even a stretch to convince them for the 12% over 3 years. But as the mayor stated, we're willing to make that offer to avoid a potential strike, knowing the repercussions a strike will be for the citizens of our city.
I can take this offer to them, to the employees,
and we really appreciate that. We really appreciate it because even though we are offering this 12% over 3 years, we will have to find a way to less expense that money some other place, which we will have to figure it out. But we really appreciate you considering to take it to the other people in union and think about it.
And Shelley, just back to the union as a reject the 12% over 3 years, can we ask the union to guarantee garbage collection for our older citizens if they we ask that as our older citizens will find it very difficult to bring their trash to the centralized locations. The city believes this would be a fair request to ask the union for the guarantee of this that this service continues should they choose to reject our current offer.
that is a fair deal. Your proposal for collection in a centralized or for the older members of the community, I don't see a problem with that. I'm pretty sure that they will continue to provide the service for them. I'm thinking the 12% over the 3 years, I'm thinking they are going to settle for it. So I think we can go ahead and agree for that, and let's move forward.
Okay, that's a great deal. So we have a deal here.
Yep.
Okay, so just to confirm everything, the city has proposed a 12% increase for our waste collection union. 12% over 3 years, so that'll be an increase of 4% each year. And the union is okay with this offer.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Okay, so basically at this point then, the city, you guys are going to go ahead and write up the contract to confirm the 12% over 3 years. And then, Shelley, you can bring that back to the union for signing, and we'll go from there. So, any questions from anybody?
Just want to thank the union for their participation and their ability to negotiate in good faith.
Thank you very much, and I hope you guys, and I hope we can agree on everything we've settled on.
Yeah. No, totally. I think we totally agree from management side, and we appreciate everybody's participation. And this way, we can continue our services to the city without any interruption. That's a great thing.
Okay, perfect. All right, thank you, everybody. You guys have a great evening.